I'm Corbin Bleu, and my last meal would be a white wine spritzer, chicken liver pate, grilled cheese with French fries, A5 Wagyu poutine, Jamaican stewed oxtails, butter chicken, massaman curry, sausage and peppers, rigatoni alla vodka, pappardelle al tartufo, raspberry sorbet, and key lime pie.
Everybody has exactly two things in common. We're all slowly dying, and we all gotta eat. Corbin, welcome to Last Meals.
That, and we all gotta pay taxes.
We all gotta pay taxes, unfortunately.
But even that, I guess you could skip out technically.
Technically you could,
Yeah.
and then eventually you'll die and you'll still have to eat. Those
Yeah.
are the constants, those are the constants. I was gonna ask you if you've thought about your last meal before, but I know you have because we've been talking about your last meal for a minute.
So when I first found out that I was gonna be doing this show, so beyond excited, by the way, I love the concept. Food for me is huge. I grew up in an Italian household where there was like food everywhere. I mean, even just, you could not walk in and not have at least bread on the table, but antipasta, and like there's always so many different parts of the meals. And I always had to finish my plate, and that just sort of stuck with me. So to this day, I could be ready to fall on the floor, and if there's still food left, I'm like, no, we gotta finish it. So food for me, man, is huge. And then to think about a last meal, if I know that I'm about to die, I would rather just eat myself into a coma.
Wait, hold on, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you know you're about to die, you are going to physically end it with the meal.
What a better way to end it than with food?
That's a beautiful metaphor. You're like taking control of your life. You're doing the thing that you love. You're making sure that your last meal, once you finish that last bite of food, you're out.
If I could just go to sleep in a coma with having just had an insane meal, I mean, that sounds like a way to go for me.
So it sounds like you have like thought about the concept of death a lot as well.
I think it's important that we think about death. It's
Thank
like you
you.
said, we all are gonna die.
Yes.
I know there are a lot of cultures that actually contemplate death daily.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, we don't actually consider death until we're in either a near-death scenario or we find out that we have a certain amount of time to live. In the times of my life where I'm not go crazy just from morning to night, like it's just been for the past month because I've been working a lot, I really do keep on my regiment for food, for physical activity, and for meditation. And with meditation, a big part of what I do think about is death.
It seems crazy to me that people don't think about death all the time. Like it's there, it's looming, but for me, you take some power away from it by thinking about it all the time, by making peace with it, by understanding that there is no life without the context of death.
And I think the more, it's just like anything, if the more something is unknown, the more you fear it. So if you can start to wrap your head around something, it's just, even if you're about to go do something that's terrifying. I went skydiving for the first time not too long ago.
Braver man than I am.
Yo, I first of all, I'm a daredevil. I love doing stuff like that. Like I have no problem. And the night before, it hit me and I started to have that, oh, what if something goes wrong? This could be it. And it really actually did start to hit me. And I think just even putting myself in that scenario of, well, I am willingly going into a scenario where, I mean, if something goes wrong, I'm in that free fall, it's gonna end. And I think it's being in the moment in every part of life that you can be, being grateful for what has come. Obviously, we all have things that we wanna do. I have so much more that I wanna do in my life. But if I could really succumb to the fact that no matter what, today might be my last day, and I contemplate that, I could be okay with death.
Well, dang man, let's at least get some food in you before you go.
Let's eat.
Corbin, first course, we're starting off nice and light. We got a chicken liver mousse right here, blended with a little bit of carrot, onion, and apple for sweetness, chopped hard-boiled egg and thyme on top, grilled bread with a little bit of black salt. And then we have a non-alcoholic white wine spritzer with lemongrass, passion fruit juice, soda water, and Thai basil. Nice and light.
Nailed it.
Right?
We nailed it. Thank you. I'm so beyond excited. Oh my God. First of all, it's gorgeous. Thank you.
Of course. We took our restaurant prep seriously. You had sent me like an actual recipe doc for this chicken liver. This is something that's really special to you.
So I have always loved pate, but once I met my wife and started learning about her heritage, so she's half Russian, and her grandparents make the best chicken liver pate. And it's so simple. Carrots, onions, and then they throw in some chicken stock, some butter, and of course, salt and pepper. And I had it for the first time there, and I mean, I wanted just to take a tub home and just eat it by the spoonful.
I've done that before. That'll get you the gout real quick. And the dancing career with gout, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. Well, please dig in and tell me about the white wine spritzer here.
Absolutely. So
you don't drink.
I don't drink. I stopped drinking like 6 years ago, just for a lifestyle choice. Even for the fact that I do dance for a living, and I use my body so much. I have found just taking that out, what a huge difference it's made in my life.
Are you talking like physically? You're talking spiritually, emotionally, mentally?
I would say all of the above.
Yeah.
Mainly,
it's poison.
Mainly
it's
physical.
Poison for everything. That's what it is. That's the point of alcohol.
It's mainly physical. If I was to really have my last meal, I would have a real white wine spritz, a real white wine spritzer for sure. But today we're just gonna have our mock version.
I mean, this is delicious.
Oh, the passion fruit though?
The passion fruit, it's one of the few fruits to have umami in it, which people don't realize. Like, there's that little lingering sensation where you're like,
absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
People don't think about that. It's incredible. I'm gonna start drinking this.
Dig in. I gotta dig into this. This looks so good. I don't want to dig in. It's so good.
Also, you've talked a big game about how much food you're gonna eat today. And so I want you to know that I will match you just to make you comfortable. And also, I'm one of those people that habitually eats and cannot stop.
It's really strange. I don't have that. I know that there's a thing that you're supposed to feel when you're full.
Nope.
I have to tell myself I've had enough.
Yeah, it's a conscious choice. It's like a corgi. I'll just keep eating until I physically explode, and I'm fine with that. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my goodness.
We went a little off script with the apple.
I love the apple edition.
There's a little bit of verjus in there, a little bit of like grape must. There's something you said earlier that I want to touch on. You said you still have so much more you want to accomplish. I mean, you obviously had a long career in the Disney Channel. I mean, you've been working since you were 2 years old. How much more do you have to accomplish until you can just call it quits? Because I have this theory that everyone who performs secretly has an exit strategy backup plan. They have a farm, right, in their head that they've built, where they're like, one day I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna disappear, I'm gonna start raising the world's best pigs to make the world's best ham. What's your version of that? How much more do you still have to do?
I don't know about that, because acting is a career, but you can just do it until the day you die. And I think that what's so wonderful about performance is art does mimic life. And as we get older, we gain so much more wisdom. We have so many different experiences, and to just be able to portray those things, there are certain parts of my life right now that I would not be able to portray in this instance of my life that I might be able to portray when I'm 80, 90 years old. Hopefully,
Interesting.
By the grace of God, we'll see. But I feel like I would love to get old and still be on camera and like then get to play like the crotchety old guy.
I would say hot old guy. You're the crotchety. Hot and crotchety. You can be both.
Crotchety. At the same time, I do think there's a beautiful thing to aging. And even my wife will say, she's like, will you still love me when I'm old and wrinkly? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Corbin, we have entered our tour of Italy, not to be confused with the Olive Garden dish of the same name. Here we have rigatoni alla vodka with whipped ricotta and basil oil. We got some classic hot Italian sausage on a bed of peppers and onions, a little bit of tomato sauce, a little bit of Sunday gravy on there. And then here we have a wild mushroom ragu with pappardelle. And then, of course, we have the fresh... If you want to just...
May I?
If you want to hold her, smell her, please. Please.
Now that's a truffle.
Yep.
Oh my God!
This is described to us by our truffle dealer as a big honker. And sure enough, or no, maybe that was a Trevor original. Yeah, I think Trevor called it a big honker.
Wow.
And sure enough, would you mind if I shaved it fresh over?
Please.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
And we can just make, if truffles get anywhere
truffles
else,
gets to the sausage, hey, it's all good.
Go.
God, this is so good.
I'm gonna toss the truffles in real quick.
These are not the psilocybin mushrooms.
Corbin, tell them. Yeah, no.
Just a regular old fungi.
We're about to find out in about 20 minutes.
I love sausage. I always have breakfast sausage, Italian sausage. And that was one thing that my mom always made was sausage and peppers. And then the next day, we'd get bread, and then we'd use the leftovers to do sausage and pepper sandwiches.
This is comfort food, man.
Heck yeah.
If you weren't full before, this is going to absolutely floor you and turn to concrete, and I think that's what we want as we hurtle towards our at least near-death experience. Hey, speaking of death, let's talk about God then. Jeez, if we're getting close to it.
Yeah.
So you played Jesus in Godspell.
I did.
And you said the harness was a, quote, ball buster, which I'm sorry about that, man. I hope you've recovered since, sat on a bag of frozen peas or something.
You know what, we're not really on the baby train. We're not wanting to have kids, so if I did a little bit of like damage there, we're okay.
A little bit of boss.
It's all good.
A little bit of ball busting never hurt nobody.
No, this might be TMI, but because we are not wanting to have kids, at least not right now, I wanted to see if I'm like working with a loaded gun or not.
Of course, yeah.
And
everyone should know.
And it's a full barrel.
That's what's up.
So
Proud of you, buddy. Proud of you. What's the count? We like 12 million plus?
Yes, it was like whatever the average is. I can't remember. It was like 5 times that amount. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's gonna be the title of the video, by the way. Corbin Bleu, 5 times the amount of sperm as any other man. You identified as a Christian in an interview in 2012. Where are you at with that, with your big sperm-filled balls?
Over the years, my connection to organized religion in the sense of actually going to a facility, going to a church has dissipated. But my spiritual connection has actually only gotten stronger. And I think it's just because we don't know what anything is. And I think that goes even for, I would never even say that I was an atheist, because that's still being a finite, definite answer that you say.
Arrogant as hell.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're like, I know the right answer.
None of us know.
I don't know how to work my TV remote.
The answer is. But I will say that I do believe and feel that we are all connected. And I do believe in God, whatever that may be, whatever you visualize it as. And we always say, the universe is doing, and when I say the universe, that's God, that's whatever it is to you, whatever it means to you. I do think that there is some sort of a higher power. I hope that there's somewhere else that we go afterward, because it would be nice to keep going with something else.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
in a different
this.
way.
I want to keep it up.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something that over the years, as I've come to realize, that to be so set in a way to say that any answer that we truly don't know what the case is silly. But as I said, I really do believe in the fact that there is a major energetic connection between all of us.
We got the normal ass French fries with a normal ass grilled cheese. We did a little fancy, both American and cheddar on sourdough. And then here we have the pièce de résistance. This is the poutine with red wine, beef demi-glace gravy, A5 Wagyu, the squeaky cheese curds, the real kind. And then we have the marrow bones roasted with a little bit of chimichurri. That's an original. You didn't ask for that. That was a little.
That's a Chef Josh special right there. Oh, okay.
Here,
okay.
All right. Tell me about the grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese and French fries. That was my go-to order as a kid. Every single restaurant that we went to, grilled cheese and French fries. So to this day, it holds a major place in my heart. Just to know how to make a bomb grilled cheese is so important.
We've tested all the myths on it, and we are very comfortable with it.
I
think I'm gonna grab it and eat it, because I don't want it to get cold.
Let's do it.
We gotta give it a little pull apart.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's so nostalgic, especially with the American.
Perfect, just that crunch in my ear as it bites down. Cheese is perfectly melted. It's got that buttery.
Can I steal your barbecue sauce? I'm not gonna double dip.
Please. And then barbecue sauce is always my go-to. Love trying all different barbecue sauces. People have like a wine collection. I always wanted like my barbecue sauce collection.
Tell me about this poutine, and please serve yourself some. This is
so French fries. Still to this day is my all-time #1 favorite thing to eat. And my wife is also Canadian. So when I was first introduced to the concept of poutine, my mind was blown. And life has never been the same ever since. And we make our own poutine at home. We straight from potatoes, everything. We don't do like anything frozen. We make our own gravy. And the fact that you put in the A5 Wagyu meat.
Dude, the A5 Wagyu, it should get you there. I've loaded up the perfect bite. Get the fudge out of here.
You gotta be kidding me.
You
gotta be kidding me.
Corbin, man. Corbin, man.
Much.
It's so beautiful.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have an excuse to make this without you.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. This is one of those life-affirming dishes.
That chimichurri.
Cuts it
It
just
cuts
enough.
through all of it.
I gotta ask you about a very serious subject though here,
Yes.
Corbin. You died in 2013. 2013, you died. I read it on the internet. I done Googled it.
Oh my God,
And
I
then-
forgot about this.
Did you really? You tweeted, there was RIP Corbin Bleu trended on Twitter, and you tweeted a picture of yourself from Magic Mountain going,
Yes!
nope, still at Magic Mountain. But then I read another article that said that you were a clone, and I don't know what to believe. Man, get your damn story straight, Corbin. You dead? Are you alive? You a clone? Does it matter?
Once Disney heard that I had died, they realized that they were gonna lose out on some of their money, so they decided to make a clone. I'm really just have the panel in the back of my head. I'm a robot.
They already made the action figures, so they had to.
That was a horrible, horrible day. I remember that. Why? Because my mother called me crying. First, like, shame on you to all of those people out there that started that rumor.
Because like
Not because of me.
Yeah.
Like, whatever for me. I'm like, just so stupid. But my poor mother.
You owe an apology to Corbin's mom.
She called me, and she was like, Corbin, and I asked, I'm like, hey. She's like, oh my God, there is this rumor. She just, the fact, like, once she heard my voice, she was okay. But then she explained to me this whole situation that there's this rumor that I was dead. And then just the fact that I had to go and actually make it known that I wasn't. Just a crazy, crazy world we live in. And I was at Six Flags.
I feel like people in our generation, though, we know that like there's stupid internet death hoaxes all the time. This is too good. Not going back. But like a mother, she has no idea. She thinks that's the news, you know? We're reporting on your death. Shame on you. You owe everybody an apology. All right, Corbin, now we have reached the curry sampler from around the world. We have stewed Jamaican oxtails. We got the fresh oxtails seared and then braised with the allspice, the thyme, the Scotch bonnet chilies in there. We have Thai red massaman curry. Pretty simple, just some beef and potatoes. And then we have the Indian butter chicken, that's murg makhani, all the black mustard seed, and of course, tons and tons of fresh butter and turmeric in there. If either of us actually go out after this, we should figure out a way over the next like 20 minutes to just like make our peace with our lives. Just do it, man.
I feel like I have such a contradiction in myself just because I do have this insane love for food and for gorging myself.
Yes.
But also I've got this major need and want to be as healthy as possible and to keep my body in fighting shape, you know, for
whatever comes.
For whatever
For the
comes.
musicals, yeah.
For the musicals, when I say fighting shape, I'm referring to being able to dance on stage. That's really what I'm referring to. It's definitely a difficult thing that I fight within myself. So I had I took we had a psilocybin journey. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, one thing that popped up was that I overeat.
Wait, hold on. A lot of people they'll take psilocybin to cure addictions, to calm their fear of death. They say they see God, and you took psilocybin and it was like, hey, put the fork down.
That was exactly what came up. That's like what you say, to cure addictions, right?
Yeah, well, I guess, yeah.
That's my addiction.
That's incredible.
That's my problem. But so had already made some food prior, and it was a poke bowl. So just fresh ingredients. And the mushrooms were telling me just to remember how important it is to prepare things for yourself, for your future self. And that went from food to body to like retirement. Like it was all of these, seriously, it was like all of these different things
Getting
that came
financial
up.
planning,
So,
some passive income would be nice, Corbin.
Also, it was as I was eating, I ended up eating too much of it, and I had to have this whole moment with myself. It was telling me, it was like, you do overeat. That is the part of you that you where food is your vice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I gotta ask, not only the Disney background, but I mean now being on High School Musical, the series, which one, you're playing yourself in the new season.
Correct.
So you are playing yourself, playing a character in a series based on the musical, based on the movie.
You confused that?
No, I think I got it, man. It's pretty simple. But I mean, is there like a pressure with Disney to be incredibly wholesome? Like, do you feel the need, or do you define what wholesomeness is yourself?
I did come on the scene. I mean, I've been doing this since I was 2. I did movies at 8 years old. I worked on ER.
You were in Mystery Men.
I was in Mystery Men. I played William H. Macy's son.
The Shuffler.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. When High School Musical hit, I was 16. And of course, it was overnight. We became these. It was literally like the Beatles, like because we did tours of the music and performed in stadiums that the Beatles stayed with like 70,000 people a night.
Jesus.
It's nuts. And of course, being in the world of Disney, but also to be these young role models, there was a pressure, of course, to maintain a certain lifestyle, a certain look. And the avatar of Corbin doesn't necessarily align with Corbin at 33.
Yeah.
That's something that I have also just been reckoning with and being able to just be more comfortable with. And I think the hardest part that I was able to get over was this thought of always having to be nice and confusing that with being respectful.
This is my fiance and her younger brother,
You've
Jake.
got to be kidding
With
me.
you when you were, this is at the Macy's Day Parade after party. I can't even do the math on this.
Macy's Day Parade, that was probably in 2009 or 2010, I want to say.
that would have added up. I think 09 maybe. Wow. She would have been like 14, 15, her little baby brother.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's a little Broadway actor now. You inspired him.
That's so cool.
She literally texted me. She's like, "Oh, Corbin's such a nice man.
I gotta meet them now.
Come by for Shabbat one day.
Hell yeah.
Do the damn thing."
That'd be awesome.
But she said she was like, he took so much time out of his day to, talk to me just like I was a normal person.
We're all normal people, and I think if that's too what I've always been in that mindset. I mean, I think where people get a little funky sometimes with experiences is when they do start to see me not as a person.
Yes.
One, don't put yourself down.
Yeah.
And put me above you. But also know that I'm also on the same plane with you. I can also be having a bad day.
Yeah.
I could also, be busy, and I don't necessarily, just because you've bought a ticket to a show that I've done, or have watched a movie that I've been in, doesn't mean that I owe you something. Because that's my job. In the same way that you go to your job, you do your thing. My job is to go and do that movie.
Don't be a dick to the person bagging your groceries. Don't be a dick to the person who's acting and doing it. They're just both doing their job. I had someone recognize me in a bar and say, "Go home and make me a sandwich," and I have never.
Damn.
Man, why? And you can't do anything. You can't do it. You can't say anything. She's like, "What if the person tweets about it?" The person tweets about it, but I just went, "Ha! So funny, so funny."
But and that too, that fear then of there being some sort of retaliation. But then even that retaliation, the fact that somebody would then side with them because of what they said. And I think that's what I've had to sort of relinquish and put away and go, you know what? That I know in my heart of hearts that I am always going to be as kind and treat other people with respect as much as I can, but I can't control everything.
Yeah. Sometimes you put things out in the world, people run with them. Not your problem.
Absolutely.
Corbin, we're nearing the end of the meal, hopefully not our lives. Wanted to end you with something nice and refreshing to send you back out in the world. We got some raspberry sorbet with macerated blackberries and basil, a little bit of fresh basil on top, and then just a simple key lime pie, man.
Perfect.
What a lovely end.
If we do go to a restaurant, my favorite thing is to look at the entrees. I'm not like a dessert first type of a person. I'm definitely a salt over sweet. But if I'm having my last meal, I'm going out with dessert.
Yeah, 6 appetizers, 3 desserts, ordering every post-dinner cocktail. We're just going, man.
And key lime pie is one of my favorites. I love tart.
That was the theme run through the whole thing. Tart, herbaceous, nothing too cloying.
Ooh. Oh, okay, you guys got that graham cracker crust.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
exactly right.
Dense and buttery, it's the only way to go.
But that crunch with it.
So hearty.
So good and so tart. I want my lips to pucker.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
It's so good.
So my one last question. You mentioned we would all be foolishly arrogant to say that we know what happens when we die. But if you were a betting man, and I don't know if you are, and you had to say what happens when the lights finally go out, what do you think happens in your heart of hearts?
My hope is that we do get to go round again. And the thought of a hell, or more so even the thought of a loving God, of something that has made us, that loves us, that I can't picture that being sending someone to hell for all of eternity.
Doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. I feel like there's so much more to learn, and my thought is there as beautiful as life can be, as we're experiencing with this food. There is a lot of suffering in this world. I think this could be its own form of a hell. It could be its own form of a going through it again, maybe, and to try to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Again, my hope is that I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
That's all I hope. I hope that I'm doing it right, and I'm going to continue to keep my mind open, continue to keep my heart open, continue to learn as much as I can, so that way I can do it right. And if it's not doing it right this time around, I hope I get to go around again and maybe do it better next time.
Call it a mulligan, one more go around. We're running it back, folks. Corbin, you ready to get into the lightning round?
Let's do it.
By the way, we have a lightning round.
Cool.
Great. All right.
Pressure. Here we go.
Other than me, of course, who's the one person, dead or alive, you'd want to share your actual last meal with?
Sasha.
It was all with Sasha.
It's my wife.
Who's your dream eulogizer at your funeral?
Ooh, Barack Obama.
Oh my God. Oh, he would kill that so hard.
Right?
He would kill that. How do you want to be remembered after you die?
I would love to be remembered as someone who brought positivity or at least joy into other people's lives from a direct place. I mean, from a place of spreading kindness, but also I would love to be remembered for my work. I really, and I think that's too where I say I know that there's a lot more that I want to do in my career.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my career thus far, and I have been blessed enough to have done so many different mediums, from film and television and stage and drama and comedy, music, as a recording artist, as a dancer, as a producer, as a host. But I still feel like there's so much more that I want to do, and I would really love to. So as performers, as actors, we love the applause. We love the immediate gratification that comes with that, and I think that I would hope that people would remember that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Finally, are you happy existentially?
I am so happy.
You seem happy.
I am so happy because I have love in my life. And it goes back to who you said, who would you want to have your last meal with? I truly, I'm madly in love with my wife. It's ridiculous. Like we're both
gross.
like
Oh
it really
my
is.
God,
We're really gross. I'm happy because I have love in my life. I think there are parts of me that aren't, just because when I do look at the world and humanity on a whole, there are times where I'm just like, what are we doing? Where I feel like we're moving in I feel like we really are just going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But I do believe that we can't control the world as a whole, and growing up, I was always like I can change the world. I can if I can inject that positivity, and I do think that we can change the world, but I think it's on a much more maybe smaller, or even it's on a scale that if you can change one and then another can change another one, and it's within creating your world, your own people that you can connect with and touch with, then yes, you can create a more positive world. And I feel like I'm trying to do that. I feel like I'm doing that within my world, within my circle, and that fills me with joy.
Before you died, do you have any last words?
My last words. I hope I get to find out what this was all about. But if I don't, love made it worthwhile.
Corbin, that was on the spot? I'm gonna get a tattoo of that on my wrist.
It's either that or put the shopping cart away.
It's the simplest thing! The one thing you can do!
Just walk it to the place!
30 seconds!
Please!
I take 5. Every time I go, I just
do the same thing. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Just put it in the thing. When people put it right in front of the car.
There are rules. There are rules in society.
That's the dichotomy that we're dealing with here.
Corbin, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the insane meal and for spending time with me, man.
Of course. And make sure to check out Corbin on High School Musical, the musical, the series. Seasons 1 and 2 are on Disney Plus right now. You coming into season 3?
Coming into season 3, man. It's gonna be good. We're filming it right now. The cast that's there right now is insanely good, and it should be fun.
I'm stoked to watch it, man. Can't wait.
Can't wait we gotta have you over. We gotta cook for you next time.
Honestly, I'm down. I got nothing else to do.
I'm sure, yeah, absolutely.
Tonight?
No.
What are you doing tonight?
I have a fitting
Yeah, he really
that
does.
I gotta get to
He really does.
right now, which wardrobe department's gonna hate me right now. They're
can
gonna
get
be
you
like,
there.
everything's 3 sizes bigger.
And thank y'all so much for stopping by Mythical Kitchen. We got new episodes for you every week. We got new episodes of our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. Hit us up on Instagram and TikTok at Mythical Kitchen with pictures of your mythical dishes under hashtag Dreams Become Food. We'll see you next time. Oh, Corbin, we got one more surprise for you. One more surprise. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it.
Is it more food?
No, it's not food. Corbin, get in the wheelbarrow. Corbin, I'm not joking.
You actually...
Get in the wheelbarrow. You said you wanted to be carted out. I'm gonna pull you out like a NASCAR driver in a crash. There he goes. Jump in. We're taking you to a farm. We're going to a beautiful farm upstate. It's gonna be beautiful. You'll be
I
there.
lived and ate well.
The Mythical Kitchen's favorite way to obliterate garlic immortalized in t-shirt form. Get the Palm Heel Strike tee now at mythical.com.